Good afternoon and welcome back to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm your host, Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. We've been coming to you live from Philadelphia at the Nasdaq and Villanova School of Business ETF Synapse, where we've been focusing on collaboration, academia, and research. Joining me for this segment, we have Steve O, who has been the one to organize this incredible event for Nasdaq and for all of our partners within the ETF industry. Steve, thank you so much for joining me on Trade Talks. It's been, the feedback I've gotten from all of our guests has been, it's absolutely fantastic. It's rare that you have the opportunity to gather all these people in academia in one space to focus on the ETF industry. Why is academia so valuable to our industry right now?
Sure. Thank you very much, Jill. And it's made my day to create such a great event that's being enjoyed by everybody. So in regards to this event and why, let's say, academia and business need to come together to collaborate on research is that, well, the ETF industry is maturing. As it's maturing, it's becoming more complex, and it's also getting a lot more attention both by regulators as well as the media. So one part of helping, let's say, the ETF industry navigate the maturity, the attention, the education is around research. Research to understand the ETF, the market structure around the ETFs, so that everyone, investors, regulators, even the ETF issuers themselves that create products, they can understand how this growth is happening, and good research, which combines the rigor of the academic research process and the business know-how, would be a great combination.
So it sounds like it's more than just your typical white paper. It sounds, there's collaboration among the issuers, the academic side, the exchanges, the regulators. It's kind of rare to see everyone come to the table like that.
Yeah, no, definitely. And everyone here has different opinions. They're not going to all agree about everything. But by coming to the table, being free to speak your mind, prove your hypotheses and defend them as well. And the idea that you can have a back and forth open conversation, I think, is going to lead to better research and more collaboration across the ETF ecosystem.
One of the big topics here, and we've spoken about this a number of times on Trade Talks, is the SEC proposed rules for ETFs. Do you think the regulators have really tuned into the ETF industry just because it's a massive business? It's a $3.5 trillion business.
Yeah, no, sure. I mean, there's been a lot of activity going on in the business. There's been a lot of interest, a lot of ETF filings as well. And I think that the SEC's realized, it's about time. There's a lot of things in our plate that, frankly, they don't have to waste their time on. And so by having an ETF rule, it's going to simplify a lot of the process, make it more transparent, equal for all issuers. And at the same time as well, it's going to free up a lot of time for the commission to work on a lot of the other stuff that's coming down the pipeline.
I ask the issuers and indexers that join me for conversations on ETFs, and I want to ask you this, since you run up our ETF listings business and BizDev. Do you think the ETF industry is saturated, or there's still more room for growth?
Sure. I mean, I think there's a ton of room for growth. If you think of the assets under management in the asset management industry, mutual funds still dominate ETFs. I think that there's a lot more products in the mutual fund side versus the ETF side, and so I think there's some room to grow as well. But also, the economy changes, the world changes. There's always going to be room for a new thematic ETF out there, and I think that some of them are going to be quite complex, like cryptocurrencies, for example, and some will be pretty straightforward. The straightforward stuff, easy peasy. But for the complicated stuff, we're going to need the right education, the right research, and the right regulation to make sure that investors are protected.
All right, and to wrap up, a high-level look, what are some of the exciting things you're working on with Nasdaq ETFs?
Sure. So we're beginning to think about 2019. So as 2018 is wrapping around, what can Nasdaq do to think about 2019 and how we can help better support the ETF industry, all of our new friends and collaborators as well, and to try to work together to create some interesting content for 2019 for everybody.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to Synapse 2019. This was a fantastic day. Thank you for everything, Steve. Thank you for joining me. And thank you for joining me from Philadelphia. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.